Hello, here are the solutions for the 7.3 Day 1 homework. I will go through this much faster than I do the notes, so please, if I'm going too fast, feel free to pause and listen again, or if you don't need help on all of them, then put it on 1.5 speed and hear me sound like a chipmunk, and or just fast forward to the problems that you need help on. Okay, here we go. So for questions 1, 2, and 3, identify the inscribed angle and its intercepted arc. Inscribed angle is the angle whose vertex is on the circle, so that would be angle C. And then the inscribed arc is the arc that is formed when those two sides of the angle hit the circle, so that would be arc AB. Over here on this one, the inscribed angle would be angle Q, and the intercepted arc is arc SR. You may write it as arc RS. Order doesn't matter there, it's just the beginning point and the ending point. Number 3, the inscribed angle would be angle P, and the intercepted arc is arc MN. Okay, for number 4, named 4 inscribed angles and their intercepted arcs. Okay, so here's our angles. We got angle A, B, C, and D. So angle A, angle B, angle C, angle D. Now the intercepted arcs for each of these, for angle A would be arc B, C, D. Now I am going to use the 3-letter name there because I'm not quite sure if it's more than halfway around or less than halfway around. It's a little bit hard to tell. So just to be sure, I'm going to use the 3-letter name. Excuse me. Angle B. I am not sick with coronavirus. That's just, I had something stuck in my throat. B, if we follow that out, that's going to be arc ADC. Angle C is arc BAD, and angle D would give us arc ABC. Okay, all right, now which angles appear to intercept major arcs, and what kind of angles do these appear to be? All right, for sure, the major arcs are going to come off of an obtuse angle. So angle B appears to be obtuse, as does angle C appear to be obtuse. So those two angles would be the ones that give major arcs. Angle B and angle C, because they are obtuse angles. All right, then if angle D and angle A are acute angles, then back here we can actually make this just a minor arc BD, and angle D also acute, so we can make that a minor arc AC. All right, look at these bottom ones down here, find the value of each variable. And we know the angle, the inscribed angle, is half of its arc. Half of 116 is 58. For this one, we have a right angle here, and we know the angle is half of the arc, so that arc must be 180. Let's see, we have to find A and B here. So we look at this, we have an 82 and a 60, that's 142. If I do 360 minus 142, that's 218. So this arc out here is 218. And then the angle B, that's an inscribed angle, so it's half of that arc, so B is 109. Okay, next page. Oh boy, we have A, B, C, and here. So let's go A, B, C. Okay, let's see right off the bat. Angle A let's see, angle A is half of that 108. So half of 108 is 54. B is going to be half of this 60. So B is 30. Now to find angle C, that's, oh gosh, I'm sorry, I didn't even know it was off the screen. There we go, sorry about that. To find this angle C, we're in trouble because we haven't learned how to figure out that angle just yet. Yet, it's coming. But you can look at this triangle up here. If that's 54 and that's 30, together that makes 84, which then for this triangle, the three of them have to add up to be 180. So 180 minus that 84 makes this angle right here 96. And these two guys are vertical angles, so C is 96. All right, here we go on this one. Let's see. Oh, we have a quadrilateral inscribed. I'm so sorry, that's my dog. Come here. There's somebody walking on the sidewalk out in front of our house. I'm so sorry. I have two dogs. I have a standard poodle, Alex. That was the big, deep bark dog you heard. And then I have a small Jack Russell Terrier, and that was the shriller bark. Anyway, I'm so sorry about that distraction. Okay, back to the problem here. Let's see, we have a quadrilateral inscribed in a circle, and we know opposite angles are supplementary. So if that's 68, then this angle down here at A has to be 112. Let's see. Yeah, we can go with here. Let's see, 71, that's an inscribed angle. So if I take that all the way out, then all of this has to be 2 times 71, which is 142. And now if we take 142 minus that 104, and that would be 38, that's going to be this arc C. All right, now let's see if we can figure out what angle B is, or what arc B is. I'm going to use this 112 that's right here at angle A. Take those sides out. Let me change colors here so you can see this. A, which is 112, so its arc, all of that has to be 2 times 112, which is 224. And then we can subtract off the 104 over here. 224 minus 104 is 120, so B up here is 120. Okay, let's go to number 10. See, A, B, C, D. All right. Again, opposite angles are supplementary. So right here, if that's 100, angle D has to be 80. C, opposite angles are supplementary. That's 96. If we do 180 minus 96, that's going to be 84. So C is 84. Then, I think I'm going to take this 100 right here and line those sides out so that all of this arc is 2 times that 100, which is 200. Subtract off the 99. That leaves us with 101 for A. Let's see, what's left is B. I want to include, okay, so let's go with angle C. This angle is 84 up here. Line that out. Can you see this purple on here? All of that is going to be that 84 times 2, or 168. Subtract off that 101, leaves 67 out here for B. In here, these are actually just a tad bit easier down here on this one. This X is an inscribed angle. So it's going to be 2 times, or that, I'm sorry, that angle is half of the arc. So if the arc is 72, x is 36. Likewise, y is an inscribed angle, so half of that 72. And y is 36. There would be my husband's phone. Gosh, my husband's phone's ringing right now, and he's upstairs. I'm so sorry. Let's see, for this one, let's see, angle B, inscribed angle. So half of that 95, half of 95 is 47.5. C hits the endpoints of a diameter. So this semicircle down here is 180 degrees. So half of the 180 makes C 90. And then this top half is 180 degrees. 180 minus that 95 is 85. So A is 85 up here. Okay. Number 13. Let's see. This inscribed angle right there is 25. So if I follow it out here where it hits the arc, that arc's going to be 2 times that, so A is 50. B, inscribed angle, half of its arc. Oh, look, it hits the endpoints of the diameter. That means that that angle B is a 90-degree angle. Likewise, angle C also hits the endpoints of a diameter, so it is a 90-degree angle. And the degree symbols are in the problem, so we actually don't need the little degree part in the answer. Okay, number 14. Let's see, we have P and Q. Again, we have a quadrilateral inscribed in a circle, so opposite angles are supplementary. This is 90 right here, so these two guys add up to be 180, which means P is 90. And Q and this 58 add up to be 180. So if we do 180 minus 58, that will give us 122. Okay. These guys down here. Let's see, find the value of each variable. So we want this angle W sitting right here. That is an inscribed angle. So half of its arc and half of 246 is 123. 16. The whole circle has 360. This part down here is 230. That leaves 130 left up here for Y. X then, inscribed angle, so half of its arc, 65. Number 17. Let's see, this angle is 115 degrees. And this angle right here, the 115 and angle E are supplementary. They form a linear pair. So if we do 180 minus 115, that's going to give us this angle E as 65 degrees. And then that angle is half of the arc. So that arc is twice the angle. And arc F then is 130. Number 18. I think this is the last page. Yep, that's it. Okay, number 18. A, B, and a C. Okay, so let's see. Angle C is an inscribed angle, half of its arc. Arc is 84, so C is 42. Again, the degree symbol is in the problem, so I don't need to write it down here. Let's see. Oh, well, this angle A, inscribed angle, if I follow that out, follow that out. It's half of the 52, so that's got to be 26. So that was A, is 26. All right, now to find this angle B. See this top half here? That's a semicircle. So if we do 180 minus 52, that's 128. Now angle B we can get, because that's an inscribed angle, vertex on the circle, so half of its arc, half of the 128, 64. 19. Okay, let's see. Well, right off the bat, I see I don't have very many arcs here at all. Let me go, with this central angle. That central angle is 44, so that arc is 44. Remember, central angle is the same as the arc. And then this is an inscribed angle back here, so that A is going to be half of that 44, or 22. Okay, now. Sometimes I have to look at these too and think about them. So we know 360 degrees in the whole circle. I've got 160 degrees here and 44 there. That's 204 for those two together. So if I do 360 minus the 204, that's 156. It's 156 for C. And then angle B is an inscribed angle, half of that 156, which is 78. Okay, number 20. Oh, there's a bunch of them to find here. A, B, C, D, and E. Well, what do you see? I see angle B is an inscribed angle, so follow that out. That arc is 120, which means that angle B is half of that 120, so angle B is 60. Okay, now I'm going to look at this inscribed angle here, and that hits the endpoints of the diameter. So this whole big angle right there has to be 90. Now I did not specifically ask you for that, but if we know that's 90, this part of it, B, was 60, that means A has to be then 30, which then if A is 30, that leads us to E is 60. Oh, which I guess we could have gotten because that's a diameter here, yeah? That's a diameter, so that's 180 degrees. That much was 120, so then that piece has to be 60. Again, the cool thing about math, no matter which way you do it, you get the same answer every time. Let's find what arc D is. So let's add these guys up. We had 120 and 60 is 180. 180 and 56 is 236. And let me do 360 minus 236. 124, that's arc D. 124. And then C has to be half of that. And half of 124 is 62. Phew! All right, looking at these bottom ones down here. All right, let's see what we can find. Now, a lot of times when I do these problems, I like to find all my arcs first and then go back and list out everything that we have to find. So, let's see. This angle is 48. So it's an inscribed angle, which means this arc CB is 96. Then if I add up 110 and 96, it's going to be 206. And if I do 360 minus 206, 154. So arc AB is 154. All right, now let's go find things if we can. Arc BC, 96. Angle B, okay, inscribed angle, half of its arc, half of 110 is 55. Angle C, half of its arc, half of 154, 77. And arc AB, 154. Okay, 22. Oh my goodness. What arcs can I find? Well, this angle is 25, so that means this arc out here is 50. I don't have any diameters or anything to work with. Let's see if that's enough information for now. And if we need to find more, we will. But angle A, okay, inscribed angle, half of its arc, half of 80 is 40. Measure of arc CE, okay, found that one already, that's 50. Angle C, half of its arc, 40. Angle D, half of that arc, half of 80, also 40. And how about angle ABE? ABE. Oh, that's this big angle here. And it's an inscribed angle, half of its arc. Its arc is this 80 plus 50, which is 130. And half of 130 is 65. Down here on this one, oh my, there's a lot to find here. Maybe I'll just start. Oh, I do have a diameter, so maybe I can figure out some things here. So that bottom half, 180 minus 112. Let's see, 180 minus 100 would be 80 minus 10, 70 minus 2, 68. So ED is 68. Top half, oh, you know what? I could use this angle right here, 51, which makes all of this 102, all the way out to there. 102 minus 72 makes this one 30, that bit. And then that's 102, that leaves 180 minus 102, 78 for this one. All right, let's see if we can answer these questions. Arc EA, 30, got it. Arc BC, 78. Angle A, follow those sides out, and it's going to be this 112 plus 78. 112 and 78. 190, and then half of 190 is 95. Angle B, oh boy, follow those sides out. That angle is this 30, this 68, and this 112. 30 and 68 is 98. 98 and 112, 10, 11, 210. And half of 210, 105. B, C, D. Okay, B, C, D. That's this angle right here. And its arc is a 72, a 30, and a 68. 72 and 30 is 102, and 68 is 170. Half of 170, 85. Angle D, oh boy, its arc for angle D, follow the sides out. It's going to be a 78 and a 72. 150, and half of 150, 75. Whew. That's a tough one. Okay, last thing here. Let's see. Arc right up here, B around to C, that's 180. This angle B is 32. That makes this arc right down here 64. And for that bottom half, if we do 180 minus 64, 180 minus 60 is 120 minus 4. So this one's 116. So arc DC, 64. Arc BD, 116. Angle BCD. BCD. That's this angle right here. That is an inscribed angle to a 116-degree arc, which means that that angle is 58. Angle BDC, BDC, that's this one. It hits the end points of the diameter, so that means it is a 90-degree angle. ABC. ABC. Ooh, that's tricky. Kind of, because you have to recognize that this is a tangent and a radius, and a tangent is always perpendicular to a radius. Tangent is always perpendicular to a radius, so that one's 90. And the last one, ADB, that's this angle right in here. Inscribed angle, half of its arc, so half of the 116, 58. And that is it for the homework. Thank you for watching. I hope you got what you needed. If not, send me an email.